I'd like to welcome you all to the December 2008 Albemarle Charlottesville GOP Breakfast and Albemarle County Republican Committee fourth quarter meeting. Reading the creed is our guest speaker, Tucker Watkins, and I also believe he has a little bit of information about who wrote the creed originally. So Tucker, if you would.
Is anybody else in here who knows who wrote the creed, Republican Creed of Virginia? It actually was a 5th District chairman by the name of Max Graber. You probably remember. When the 5th District actually ran all the way up to Chesterfield County. Max was in Chesterfield, was a professor at the University of Richmond, and he wrote this creed. And many other people have claimed the authorship since, but tell them that they better go back and talk to Max. Of course, Max is deceased. So I will read it. We believe that the free enterprise system is the most productive supply of human needs and economic justice. That all individuals are entitled to equal rights, justice, and opportunities, and should assume their responsibilities as citizens in a free society. The fiscal responsibility and budgetary restraints must be exercised at all levels of government. That the federal government must preserve individual liberty by observing constitutional limitations. Democrats don't know that word. That peace is best preserved for a strong national defense, and that faith in God, as recognized by our founding fathers, is essential to the moral fiber of the nation.
I'd like to nominate Eric Seitz to be the first vice chairman.
Second.
Steve Majeski seconds that motion. Would anyone like to speak on behalf of the nominee? No? Good. Eric, would you like to say something?
Not really.
The nominations are closed. We have one candidate, Eric Seitz. For any of you that don't know, Eric came to us from Long Island back in April. He got involved very quickly. The first real Republican event he went to was our August meeting, and then promptly followed that up by sneaking into Virgil Goo's fundraiser at the Easter farm. But that only served to fire him up more. He showed up the next week at headquarters wanting to help with our website. We got sidetracked into other issues, and he wound up serving as our volunteer coordinator and 4x8 sign putter-upper for this election cycle. Eric has spent many hours at the headquarters doing tons of work. I can't think of anyone better to serve alongside the other officers to make our committee more than it is now. The nominations are closed. There is one candidate. All those in favor of electing Eric Seitz to be the Albemarle County Republican Committee first vice chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Well, there you go, Eric. Congratulations.
You can see I'm wearing a lapel sticker. It says Cuccinelli. Now the elections were just, what, 3 or 4 weeks ago, but in Virginia, we always have an election upcoming. We've got our governor candidate selected, Bob McDonnell. We've got our lieutenant governor candidate locked in, Bill Bowling. We have a really good contest for attorney general. There are 3 outstanding conservative attorneys running to be our nominee for attorney general, and I've chosen to support Ken Cuccinelli. He is a state senator up in Northern Virginia, which is being a Republican, that's a very rare breed. At the advance this past weekend, he said, I'm the last Republican standing in Northern Virginia. I've known Senator Cuccinelli for several years, and I've agreed to represent him here in Central Virginia in his campaign. I will note that at the Republican Party of Virginia advance this past weekend, there was a straw poll. Christian, do you remember how many votes there were? 200 or 300?
It's like 350 something.
About 350 people voted on who they wanted our Attorney General candidate to be. Ken Cuccinelli got 48%, one of the other candidates got 38%, and then the third candidate got 14%. So he's our front-runner candidate. He's a good guy, he's a strong conservative, and I would ask you to support him at the Republican convention this coming May. And the last thing I'll mention, it's not political, but it is patriotic. Most of us know Bob and Betty Arms here locally, and their son Bradley, who was killed in Iraq on November 19th, 2004. Bradley was 20 years old. He was a University of Georgia student. He was a Covenant School graduate. And just as something that I thought was the right thing to do, I have put together a video which is a tribute to the memory of Bradley Arms. If you would all go to YouTube, go to youtube.com/Albemarle VA, all one word, no punctuation, Albemarle VA. There's about an 8-minute tribute to Bradley Arms. It focuses on Congressman Virgil Good's bill to have our local post office on the building right here. That building right there that we can see through the window, that is the Corporal Bradley T. Arms Post Office building as of August 12th this past year when the President signed that legislation. And there's a number of other things that honor Bradley Arms. So I would ask you to go watch that video, give me some feedback. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and let me know how I did.
Peter Werzer wants to tell us a few brief things about the Albemarle Truth and Taxation Alliance.
Well, good morning, everyone. As you can imagine, the next 3 months are going to be critical in what goes on in taxes here in Albemarle County. And I guess the thing I'd like to say to you is that I'm working very hard as the Budget Watch Committee to try to develop ideas and approaches to make sure that the money that's collected, the taxes that are raised, are spent as effectively and efficiently as possible. But the plea I'd like to make to you today is that there is no other place in the political spectrum of the United States that you in this room can make a larger difference in than to show up at the meetings of the Board of Supervisors with numbers, because that's what the board listens to, and even the hardest part on the board as it comes to spending money, and I mean on the side of spending a lot of money, will listen if enough people show up. So I'd ask you, first of all, personally show up to these meetings, and secondly, bring your friends. This is a serious issue. I don't think things are going to get a lot better, and every bit of spending that we can control today is spending we don't have to worry about controlling next year.
Recently, I've been making announcements over the past few months about the Jefferson Area Young Republicans group. It's young Republicans are generally between 21 and 40. People who maybe don't want to come out to breakfast meetings in the morning, but are incredibly conservative and want to be involved, and it's just difficult sometimes to get up on a Saturday morning for some young professionals. So we're actually covering Greene, Madison, Charlottesville, Albemarle, Fluvanna, and Nelson, but really as far as they want to drive. If they want to come to meetings here in Charlottesville, we'd be more than welcome to have them. And we generally hold sort of dinner meetings. That's going to be our tradition for a while. So if you have any questions about that, just come up to me after the meeting. I'm sitting back there in the corner.
And it is my great pleasure to present to all of you the 5th District Chairman, Tucker Watkins.
One of the nicest parts is this unit, because y'all do such good work. The letters that you did, the phone calls that you did, the organizational stuff, you are the best. Year in and year out, this is a place that you can depend on the job.
And Tucker, before you go, we always give a little memento to our guest speakers, and on behalf of the Albemarle Committee, I would like to present you with a copy of the United States Constitution.
Thank you. I need that.
Learn it well.
The Albemarle County Republicans meet for breakfast the second Saturday of every month at the Golden Corral Steakhouse on Route 29 North in Charlottesville, Virginia. Visit us at www.albemarlegop.org. Give us a call at 434-973-5499 or contact us at info@albemarlegop.org.